Welcome to Sports Corner with Ralph Williams and Smokin' Jim Frazier. And now here's your host, Ralph Williams and Smokin' Jim Frazier.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Eniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, the Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
Yeah, it's the Paradise City, and you know it. It's time for the Sports Corner Show. My name is Ralph Williams, along with Smokin' Jim Frazier by phone, my co-host. And today, our special guest will be Keith ENGLE from the TGI Sports Network. All right, hang on 1 second here. Let me get where we need to be. There we go. And it's great to be here with all of you today. Another Tuesday and another edition of the Sports Corner Show. All right, we are brought to you by our studio sponsors, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning here. As soon as I can get that up and going here. There we go. All right. Okay. And let's see where we got here. There we go. Boom. I found it. There we are. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-2010-500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. We're here in Studio 10 in Berlin, Maryland, just outside of Ocean City, Maryland. And we're also sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty. Area code 410-596-1681. Call Mike Dotson today if you're interested in any kind of real estate rental or any kind of a short-term rental. Call Mike, area code 410-596-1681. Great Ocean City realtor, and has been in the business for over 20 years, so give him a call as well. All right, and we'll be into that later. And right now, Smokin' Jim, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. I'm ready for this one.
Oh, you know it. All right. Real quick, my rant for today is Steeler fans, calm down. Please. It's a preseason game. You're all over the place here. 17-14, we lost. Whoop-de-doo, it was a preseason game. We're looking at draft picks. We're looking at rookies. The teams, the coaches are looking at these guys. Who cares if they lost? What worry is it of yours? All right? Worry about it in the regular season now. That's when you need to worry about it, okay? And stop doing this because it's getting old. Everybody's screeching and hollering and crying. Oh, now it's time to fire Mike Tomlin because we lost the game on Saturday. It's time to do it. No, stop doing it. Pensman Sports had a broadcast the other night, and he said the same thing I'm saying right now. And I want to thank Pensman for that because somebody needs to come along here and put these Steeler fans in their place for doing this. It's a preseason football game. All right, next, This Thursday, a preseason football game. All right, I get it. You're upset because Broderick Jones let somebody go through and sack the quarterback. I get it. Ben Sauls missed a field goal. I get it. We fumbled the ball. I get that. I'd rather him do it now than do it in the regular season. That's my rant for today. Smokin' Jim's wisdom.
Hey, good job, bro.
Thank you.
I tell you what, a young man that was impressive in college, and a lot of people had him penciled in as going in the first round, but he didn't. He lasted to the third round. Is Roman Wilson. I'm not sure I've ever seen hands better than his. He snatches everything with his hands. He got a strong pair of hands. He's having a wonderful camp, wonderful preseason. The only question now with Roman Wilson is he the number 2 wide receiver or the number 1 wide receiver? Don't forget, DK Metcalf is a monster, but he's never been a number 1 receiver before. He's a number 2 receiver in Seattle. Randy Moss was a monster, a beast, one of the greatest to ever play. But in Minnesota, he wasn't number 1. He was number 2. Chris Carter was number 1. Terrell Owens, a beast. In San Francisco, he was number 2. And Randy Moss was number 1. So I thought I lost you there. So the question for me, Ralph, is Roman Wilson the number 1 receiver or your number 2 receiver?
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest question around here. We're going to find out when the season starts, Smokin' Jim. Great wisdom today, as always. All right, our guest today is Keith is from TGI Sports Network. Keith, welcome to the program, and we're broadcasting live on his network today as well. Keith, thank you for being part of the program. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well, Ralph. How are you doing? Smokin' Jim, hello. Good to be with you guys as always.
All right, we're doing real good. Smokin' Jim, say hello to Keith.
My man Keith, I always look forward to having you on, buddy.
Good to be here as always.
Let's go to the comment section real quick. I want to thank D-Law77 for his comments, Pensman Sports as well. Always great to have Pensman commenting as well. He puts out some great material. Please follow him on his YouTube channel and his, also on his Twitter account as well. Please follow Pensman Sports. He does some really good material. Follows the New York Yankees. Also, he does Steelers stuff. Pensman and I and Brian Pettit are going to be doing a show on Sundays. And Smokin' Jim, you're welcome as well. We're going to do a college football wrap-up show, which means whatever games from Saturday we're going to talk about on Sunday. And we're also doing a Steeler post-game show as well. Pensman and I and Smokin' Jim will be coming on for the away games. We will not be doing the night games because everybody has work schedules. So we will not be doing any postseason game, any Steelers post-game show or anything like that after, on a Thursday night game or a Monday night football game or anything like that. All right, Keith, I invited you on today. I want to talk about the NFL season coming up, the college football season coming up. Very important. Wrapping up Major League Baseball. Some of the things that are going on in all 3 areas here. First, let's start with Major League Baseball. What are your thoughts on the rest of the season here in Major League Baseball?
It's interesting. I mean, if you're happy that there's so many wild cards and there's tons of teams, I think 8 teams in both leagues are within 5 or 6 games of making the playoffs still. If I'm not a big fan of it because I think it takes away from the division championships and whatnot. It's still important. A little surprised at the Dodgers' recent swoon, but with the sweep of the Padres this weekend, I think they've bounced back. I think they're still the favorite in the National League, despite the Brewers' hot streak here recently. And I think the American League is like wide open. My Yankees keep giving away games, play the worst fundamental baseball you can find, probably north of Pittsburgh. Sorry about that, Ralph. And but look at there's probably 7 teams that can come out of the American League and get to the World Series, I'd say.
All right. Pencilman said channel without. Oh well, you know what? I don't need to listen to that. Thank you. All right. All right. Keith Pensman said, Keith, they're playing better. There you go, the Yankees. So there you are.
They did play better. They had a sweep of the Cardinals this last weekend. The Cardinals aren't a team that is putting out a team of future Hall of Famers. If you looked at their lineup Sunday, I mean, it looked like a AAA team that they played. But still, wins are wins at this time of year, and they've got to get it. They've got to get it going. I'm a little concerned with the outfield defense, with Judge unlikely to play the outfield probably the rest of the year, from what it looks like, and they're going to have to rely on the kids in the rotation and hope some guys who have been struggling through course part of the year pick it up, and the guys who have been surprising, like Trent Grisham, continue to play well.
All right. Okay, we are live also on our Facebook channel as well, and I'm head there right now just to see who's. All right, I got Brandon Keeler from the Sports Nuts on the Facebook page. Thank you. It says, Ralph Williams, looking forward to seeing you there tonight. Yes, I will be tuning into your show tonight, and I appreciate that. Don't forget to tune into the Sports Nuts program and subscribe to their YouTube channel. They put on some really good programming. They have some great guests, and they've had some of my friends on there, and sooner or later, Brandon and I are going to be working together here as well on Sports Nuts, and we're also working with TGI Sports Network as well with Keith ENGLE, and we've been working with him now for a few years, and it's great to have Keith on today. Smokin, Jim, you have any questions for Keith about baseball?
No, sir.
All right, great. Keith, let's get into college now. College football's coming up. What's your thoughts on this year? Michigan suspended again. The coach suspended. The janitor's been fired, that kind of thing. What's your thoughts on Michigan?
Well, the whole my thoughts have been well documented on this. This scandal, if you will, itself is overrated. They're doing nothing more than pretty much every team is doing in college football, and every team on every level of sports looking to get an advantage any way they can. It isn't like, they were. Listen, it's just overrated. I think they should. And by the way, they probably shouldn't appeal this fine. They got no sanctions. They got fined. Maybe it'll reach to $20-30 million in fines, but that's nothing for a school like Michigan. A coach being out for a couple of games against teams that won't matter early in a season. 2 games this year, more already had coming, and 1 more now next year. It's not a big deal. I do find the Big Ten very interesting this year with Ohio State and Michigan both playing first-time quarterbacks, and Underwood and Slayan was just named the starter at Ohio State yesterday or the last couple of days. It's going to be very interesting. The Big Ten and the SEC are obviously the bullies on the block, but I think both those conferences are wide open this year for somebody to surprise us.
Yes.
Penn State's everybody's flavor of the day, right? But until James Franklin beats somebody,
forget it.
He's 4-20 against the top 25. He's 1-10 against, or 1-12, I think, against top 5 teams. 4-16 against Ohio State and Michigan. He's got to prove it before I'm going to buy into any Penn State hype at all from this side.
It says here, Pensman says Ohio State, Texas Saturday at 12 noon. Should be interesting, Keith. That's what Pensman says.
Yeah, that's a week away. This week is week 0. We do have a matchup of top 25 teams in Dublin, Iowa State, and Kansas State are playing out in Dublin this week. That's the big game this weekend. Next week
Campbell has that Iowa State team moving along there. Kansas State's no slouch either. That's going to be a good game.
Those are 2 well-coached teams.
Yes, they are.
And that should be a really good game. It's actually in week 0. It's the first time they've had a matchup of top 25 teams. So that's the best game. And there's another game on the slate that I like this week too, because UNLV will play Idaho State. I like UNLV. Dan Mullen taking over there after stints at Mississippi State and Florida. I think UNLV was already got a decent football team in that group of 5, right. And they're a major contender for a playoff spot for that group.
Yeah, it's nice that Dan Mullen's taking over down there. He's a professional I'm not sure. I have to look, but Brendan Marion was their offensive coordinator down there, and he brought that go offense down there. He was once at Pitt, and he was promised the offensive coordinator's job when Matt Canada left, or Mark Whipple or whomever left, and Pat Narduzzi stuck it to him. So he went down to UNLV and coached down there. And their offense was moving along with that go offense kind of thing he has going on down there.
Yeah, I think I'm interested to see the kickoff of this regime in that game. So, and then next week next week is huge. You got for the first time ever that I can remember, much less in week one, you've got 3 matchups of top 10 teams playing in week one. Texas and Ohio State was already mentioned. LSU and what am I forgetting here? We got Miami and Notre Dame. And
Notre Dame, yes, all those teams, all those guys.
LSU and Clemson was the other one. So all great matchups, and we're going to learn a lot about teams. It's tough today because with guys moving around, preseason rankings, aren't worth the paper that they're written on most of the time because there's no way to know who's going to be good. Last year, I think the last 2 years, 50% of the top 25 has turned over during the course of the year and not finished in the top.
Yeah, either new coaches, new players with this transfer portal and this NIL and all this other racket that's going on. Smokin, do you have any questions for Keith on college football?
Man, I tell you what, I'm enjoying you, Keith. But I tell you what, with Penn State, I do share your sentiments about James Franklin. But if there's ever been a year, it's this year. I mean, you got the 2 great running backs, and if the quarterback is anything near what his press clipping says he could be, it could be a magical year like they had when they had Todd Blackledge, and they won the national championship back in the 82 or 83.
That's a long time ago there. Smokin' Jim, we're going way back in time, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. This is, I'm not saying anything about this team being talented and could win the Big Ten and maybe a national championship. But unfortunately, their coach has got this monkey on his back and he's got to get it off. And the talent is there. Now they've got to go out and do it on the field. And I think they don't play both Michigan and Ohio State this year. I think they only play Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. I think the Big Ten is wide open, and I'll give you a sleeper because in year 4, Matt Rule teams do very, very well. Don't sleep on Nebraska.
Yeah, do not sleep on Nebraska. No, Keith, you're exactly correct. I've been hearing that for a while now about Matt Rule. Also, don't forget Wisconsin with Luke Kuechly or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on a little bit of a hot seat. He hasn't done well the last 2 years there. But
I think this year,
this year anybody could. I think this year we saw Indiana last year. I think you're going to see a couple of Indianas pop up throughout college football this year, and it's going to be the rule. I think the rule of thumb now is that these teams will pop up from every year just because of what we talked about with the portal and unlimited movement. Until this stuff gets restricted a little bit, it's going to be a bit volatile out there.
All right. Pensman Sports says transfer portal ruined everything. Keith, it's a shame. He says transfer portal ruined everything, and it's a shame.
It is a shame. You shouldn't have unlimited free agency, basically, is what you have, because you can go. There's nothing restricting you. You don't get held back a year. And I can see in certain instances guys being able to move, new coaches, whatever it might be. But you can't have, when you have both NIL, all this money you can pay guys and they can hit the portal every year. That's what you're going to see is guys taking the next big deal that they can get. And it's not good for college football at all.
Well, what's not good about this, Keith, and Smokin' Jim has heard me say this sentiment. NCAA, when they did this, they should have structured it. They didn't do any structure, Keith. That's what the problem is here. And if they would have structured it and said, okay, you can do NIL, but each team only gets to spend $1 million. If you do NIL, if you do transfer portal, you can't transfer during the bowl game. You can't transfer after the spring game. You can only transfer X amount or whenever in the off season or whatever. You understand? I mean,
they need one window.
Exactly. That's affecting teams, shuffling people around. Spring game and pick gets done, and what happens? Half the team leaves, and then you got to go look for more people. it's a more challenging. What do you think? What's his face? Jeff Halfley up at Boston College. He said, "I'll never go back to coaching college because it's getting to be complicated." You know, I'll go to the NFL where all I got to do is coach. I don't have to go out and recruit.
That's
you know
why that's why Nick Saban's not coaching college football anymore as well.
Right now, yes.
He has
said that. Yes, he has said that. That is something that he has said. I mean, and I'm not going to deny that as well. All right, Pensman says, "Hi, Dusty," and let's see. Yeah, we got Dusty here. He says, "Ralph," he says, "What's up, man? Hey, how you doing, Dusty? How are you?" Dusty's also part of the Sports Nuts program. So Sports Nuts are contributing to my show. I contribute to theirs. We're going to be working together real soon here coming up. So it's great. It's a great thing. Working on some other entities as well. Keith and I are still having discussions in regards to the National Podcasting Network. We still are. I don't think we're sure yet what's going on.
Yeah, things are still up in the air there because, as I mentioned, our leader, the great Matt McGrath, passed away here a few months ago, and we miss him. And there's still some guys trying to put some things together, and I'll keep you abreast of that for sure.
All right, I got Brian Pettit on Facebook from the Tiger Stripes Network, and he's watching as well on Facebook. Thank you, Brian. All right. Also, let me see who else we got here. We're good. Here's what Dusty says. Oh, okay, Jesse. Oh, all right. Well, there we go. But anyway, all right. Let's get. I'm sorry, Smokin' Jim. Did you have something you wanted to add? Go ahead.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay, Keith. Now let's get started with the 600-pound gorilla in the room, the NFL. Let's get rolling here. We are in the preseason here, and if you heard my rant earlier, I'm not very pleased with the fact that everybody's making a big issue out of the loss against Tampa Bay. The Steeler fans are, and I think fans all across the country in the NFL make these big assumptions that the season's over. Oh, we lost this preseason game. Oh, you know what I mean? Preseason to me is just to look at draft picks, rookies, undrafted free agents, and take a look at what you have. Your first teamers don't even play anymore in most teams, except for maybe Andy Reid and a few other guys, coaches that might put their players in, So, go ahead, Keith.
I agree about the overreactions on both sides, good and bad. If they see good, people overreact. If they see bad, people overreact.
Exactly, yes.
One thing I don't like, especially with only 3 preseason games, I don't think the starters play enough to get ready for the regular season. And we end up seeing, and my big problem with that is I get it. They're protecting their players and protecting their investments. But the problem is I get to see bad football for a month in September, and it's really getting to me because none of these guys play in the preseason, and they don't hit in practice. I mean, it's gotten so that's why so many guys get hurt early in the season is they're not used to getting hit, and I don't think there's anything like real game action. And you do need to see these young guys and the guys you want to fill out your roster, but when you got young, here's the thing. Young guys should be playing more than they do. Teams with new quarterbacks like yours, I would like to see Aaron Rodgers on the field more with his receivers so they can get some chemistry. But I'm not coaching those teams, and they got to coach them the way they think is best. And they'll spend September, trying to find that chemistry and playing some very up and down football, unfortunately, for a month. But
I think teams come out flat when they don't play their starters in the preseason. But the NFL put it this way, and the players' union put it this way, because now you're down to 3. And I'm hearing if there's going to be an extra regular season game coming up shortly, Keith, and I think you'll agree with me on this. And then the preseason will be cut down to 2 games.
Yeah,
it's bad enough. It's already 3 games. You have no time to look. You have no chance of looking at anything or getting anything prepared or started when you don't have enough preseason games.
I think the Players Association has done their own players a disservice by shortening training camp, limiting the amount of times they can wear pads. Even when the season starts, I hardly ever hit in practice once the season starts. But even before the season, training camps now are like 4 weeks, and you forget the games. Hit more in practice, play more of these live scrimmages that you see, and make it worthwhile and get because what happens is And it's the same. It's just like trying to protect pitchers in Major League Baseball. By trying to protect the players and keep them from getting hurt, you're really doing them a disservice because now they're not ready to get hit come September. And you're going to see some big names like we always see get hurt because they just haven't had that experience in camp of getting hit and getting used to absorbing that kind of punishment. So,
yeah, absolutely. Smokin' Jim, you have any questions for Keith?
Yeah, Keith makes an excellent point. If you take the Pittsburgh Steelers, for example, after Thursday, they have like 18 days before the first regular season game. So your Aaron Rodgers and the starters, they had no work together, and now they won't play in the last preseason game, and now there's going to be 18 days before they get out there for real. That's really ridiculous.
yeah, and they'll be practicing in shorts, right? And shorts and helmets. They won't be hidden. So it's what are you gaining by doing that? How are you getting your team ready for a long 17 game schedule? To me, backwards. But again, nobody's listening to me.
Ever since Gene Upshaw passed, the union for the players has been weak, Keith. And I think, and Smokin' Jim, I think you guys will agree that the fact that they've been weak, they haven't made right decisions. It's bad. I mean, and for them to do this disservice to their player, I get you don't want to get hit. I get that. Okay, but you got to do something in order to play the game properly. That's like if you tie your shoes every day, you know how to tie your shoes. You throw the football every day, you know how to throw the football. Okay, and but when you're rusty and you're flat, you come out playing goofy and everything at the beginning of the season, which most teams do because they don't play their starters.
Yeah. And again, it's not even so much the execution. That's a huge part of it, Ralph. But it's, again, getting the speed, right? Rookie quarterbacks coming from college. The speed is so much different. And they're not going to get a feel for it until they play in a real game in September. And that's really not a great way to go about it. And you can't get used to getting hit and landing correctly when you're getting tackled. I know that sounds a little odd, but there is a way to absorb a tackle and land with giving yourself less chance of getting hurt. And if you're not going to hit, how are you going to get that acclimated to that? It's
All right, we got Smokin' Jim back up here. He was went off the air for a few minutes here. He's back. We have him back. He's on the phone here. My co-host. We're here every Tuesday, 4 to 5 p.m. The Sports Corner Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smokin' Jim Frazier. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and also on the Huddle Sports Network and the Kick Network as well. We're working on some other brands coming up real soon. I have some meetings again coming up with some other people. I'm trying to get on some other networks here so we can expand our brand here of RW Media Productions. If you take a look at my new hat here, I have I'm not selling them yet. I have 10 of them that I've made, and I'll possibly be marketing them for sale. So real soon and everything else. But I want to let everyone know, and everyone, those of you who watch the program here quite often, and notice that I have issues with my eyes. I have cataracts in both my left and right eye. The right eye is real bad, and I was told by my surgeon down here in Ocean City, my eye surgeon, that I have to have a special kind of procedure done, and nothing can be done down here, and I have to go back to Pittsburgh because UPMC has a fine eye, surgeons up there. And I have to go back to Pittsburgh, and I will be back in Pittsburgh real soon. As soon as I get the word as to what's going on from my doctor down here, his consultation with them up there, and I will be going to Pittsburgh. So I'll be making my return to Pittsburgh for about 2 weeks between the recovery time in the hospital, which will be about 2 to 3 days, and some other things. I'm going to be there for about 2 weeks. So I will be back in Pittsburgh for a visit and to get my eyes taken care of, my cataracts taken care of. So I would appreciate those of you out there. Please have send some prayers out to me and my family for this this procedure that I'm going to be getting coming up soon.
Good luck with that.
Thanks, Keith. I appreciate that. I haven't had surgery since I had tonsils taken out. So, knock on wood, it's been pretty good. But I got to get surgeries on my shoulders, my neck, and my knees. So, but I have to lose weight for that, and I have to lose about maybe another 10 pounds before they can put me under the knife because I'm diabetic. And my diabetes has gone down since my A1C has gone down on a personal note since I've moved here. So I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's because I'm eating more fish and shrimp and crabs and all, and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, I can't say, but and I have less stress down here than I did up in Pittsburgh and some other stuff. So
stress is a killer. That's the number one thing you mentioned, stress, man.
Yes, stress. Yes, exactly, Keith. Exactly. And so with my health, on the other hand, I do want to please say some prayers for me and my family as we're going to be journeying back to Pittsburgh and, for 2 weeks. I want to go up and visit my friends like Smokin Jim and a few other folks up there as well. Visit my church that I still follow on the on there. Oh, here we go. We got Sports Nuts. All right, it says stay safe, Ralph. I'll be praying for you and for you, brother. Thank you, the Sports Nuts. Thank you. And so I just want to let everyone know that as well. Who do we have here? All right, more from the Sports Nuts right now with you, Ralph. I have to get my knee replaced, and I'm waiting for my A1C down to 7.5. Well, I hope that happens for you because I'm down to 6.3, and I haven't been that low in a while. So I just want to let you know that as well. Smokin Jim, do you have anything to add? Oh, thank you, Cyberus.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, sir.
All right. I thought Smokin Jim was trying to add something there. I don't know, but all right. But Keith, your thoughts on the NFL this year? Let's start with who do you think in the AFC could take it this year? I mean, I know it's preliminary and we're just getting started, but give me some preliminaries here.
The Bill. I think people don't write off the Bills and don't write off the Chiefs. I keep saying, right, every year people want to write off the Chiefs, and I wouldn't do that. I do think that some teams will be better. I think the Patriots, my team, will be better. Believe me, I'm not a rose-colored glass-wearing fan. I'm not telling you this team's going to the Super Bowl. But I think this team, if the offensive line holds up, I think you can see them move to 8 or 9, maybe 9 wins, maybe even 10 if perfect storm hits. Culture's been changed there, and Mike Vrabel's been a breath of fresh air for this team. I think your Steelers are going to be an interesting case in chemistry with Rodgers and Metcalf coming in, and obviously some guys that have left. I think it feels like a team in search of an identity for a long time, but hopefully things work out there for you and your team there. I think Baltimore is certainly one of the favorites. A team to watch out for, I think, is the Chargers. I think
everyone's talking about the Chargers, Keith, with Jim Harbaugh this year. He's got another year under his belt back in the NFL.
I like that defense. I like Herbert a lot. I think if he has enough weapons, I think they're going to be much better. And it depends on Henry. I don't know, or not Henry. Who's the running back you guys had?
Well, they got Najee Harris. Yeah.
They're being very mysterious about this eye injury. I think it might be more serious than what they're letting on, but they've got a rookie that they like a lot behind him, who bears watching. I think they bear watching out west. In the NFC, the Eagles are really, really, really good. And it's going to be hard for anybody to unseat them, but I think the team formerly known as the Redskins will be better again this year. Jaden Daniels is only going to get better in his second year, I would say. Watch out for the
Redskins if President Trump has his way.
They might be. Well, even some people, listen, there are people in the Native American community who are protesting that they want the name back, including the family of the person who was the model for the logo of the Redskins helmet. Yes. So anyway, that's another story entirely.
Danny Fuller says, keep up the good work. Thank you, Danny. And he says about Smokin Jim, Danny Fuller. You know him, Smokin Jim?
Danny's one of my guys. He's out in California.
Oh, is he? Okay, great. Thank you.
Good man.
All right. Danny also says for you as well, Smokin Jim, to keep up the good work. So, all right. Let's see here, Danny.
Beer.
9 to 10 wins, Keith. Okay, yeah. He says he'll bet a beer on it. There you go, Keith. Thank you, Danny, for being on the show. As you know, we're simulcasted today on the TGI Sports Network. All right, Smokin' Jim, you have anything you want to add here with Keith and I before I let him go?
What's that question there you saying?
I'm sorry. Let me see what Penn
It's okay.
says.
Sorry, Smoking Jim. Didn't mean to interrupt Jay Sog.
What do you think the Bears are going to do?
Listen, I think the Bears are going to be a lot better. I think that they could be the most improved team in that Northern Division for sure, and one of the most improved teams in the NFC. If that offensive line that's being revamped keeps Caleb Williams upright, I think they're going to be much, much, much better. They might be a team that you got to watch early in the year, will not play as well because it's going to take time to get used to Johnson's system. But I think come playoff time, the Bears will be in the thick of this race.
David Gaetti says, hello, Keith, or good afternoon to everybody. And thank you, David, for being part of the program.
Sorry, I interrupted Smoking Jim there. Sorry about that.
I got Smokin' Jim. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Keith. The LA Chargers was my surprise team this year. The schedule hurt them a little bit because they have a home game in Brazil against Kansas City. So I know they would much rather have that in LA. But if you look at Kansas City's schedule, I don't know if I've ever seen a tougher NFL schedule. So if Kansas City, I think that the losses is going to pile up for them this year. They may have to go into the playoffs as a wild card team based on the tremendous schedule the NFL dished out to them.
Yeah, it won't be easy, but they're a team that I can't write off. Everybody wants to write them off for a lot of different reasons, I guess. I worry about the weapons that Mahomes has got this year, especially if Rice gets suspended. That could be a problem for them. So it will be an uphill battle for them, and that's that division with the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. And who knows what the Raiders will bring to the table now with Pete Carroll there and some changes at a lot of offensive positions. And maybe the best tight end in the league already in Brock Bauer. That's going to be a very tough division out west.
Yeah, Danny Fuller says the AFC is top. Yeah. And then Pensman says, if you push Facebook, come over, YouTube, Junkie, hit the like and subscribe button. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Pensman. Pensman's my monitor. He monitors my my comment section and things like that. He's my monitor, so I want to thank him for doing that job. And also, I want you all to please subscribe to Keith as well. Subscribe to his and follow him on Facebook. He's on YouTube. He has he's with TGI Sports Network. And he's part of the National Broadcasting Network as well. So, and he does a lot of shows with some other folks, and he does a good job. And I want to congratulate you, Keith, on your retirement in 2 weeks from your regular job. I want to thank you for that and congratulate you on that. And I hope that you enjoy your retirement.
I do. Who knows? There'll be more of this. My wife doesn't want me to do more shows, but who knows? You know, I went from doing an hour a week when I started doing this 5 years ago to doing about, 12 hours a week now. And she thinks that's enough, but I don't know if I think it is or not. So we'll see.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've cut my schedule back a little bit because I bought this house down here and I've been working around, but I'm getting back into the fold. Took me a few months to get things rolling again, but we're back in business here full time. So
back and better than ever.
That's right. Back and better than ever. That's exactly it. Keith, thank you for being part of the program. Thank you. And you're always welcome here on the show. Keith has been a very big contributor and co-host, and I've been on the show many times as a guest. And Keith, I'll be listening, watching, and talking to you some other time. Thank you.
Always happy to pop in. Thanks for having me. You be good too, Smoking Jim.
Yeah, there you go, Smoking Jim. I'm sorry, go ahead, Smoking Jim.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, that was Keith Engle, TGI Sports Network, and we're simulcasted live on his network today. Smoking Jim, your thoughts on what Keith had to say, and then we'll move on with some Steelers and a little bit of Pirates, and we're going to wrap it up.
I mean, as usual, Keith, he nailed it. From baseball to college football to the NFL. It's going to be very intriguing this year to see Texas, what they do against Ohio State. I think that's a must-win for Texas. Ohio State should come out of the gate a little bit slow with a new quarterback. But, yeah, I think Penn State this has to be their year somehow, some way. They got to figure it out. They got two of the best running backs in the country, and the quarterback is supposed to be a first-round draft choice. So if he plays up to his press clippings, and the defense is always outstanding, Penn State got a chance to make a run this year.
Yeah, I think Penn State could make a run this year, but again, we have to look at this. James Franklin has not won the big game, and he hasn't gone to the even to the playoff and the national championship. He's got to win something. He's got to do something, Smokin' Jim, to shut up these naysayers, and things like that. And but you know what? The only good thing about this is, as long as Penn State is happy with this, no one else needs to say anymore. You know what I mean? If the administration there is happy with what he's doing, they keep giving him contract extensions. So obviously, they're happy with him. So what do you think about that?
Well, again, like I say all along, he'll never get fired for losing to Ohio State. That's not their rivalry. Ohio State's a better team, better recruits,
Better coaching.
than Penn State.
They have some good assistants. He's got Chip Kelly as his offensive coordinator there, Ryan Day, and now Matt Patricia is his defensive coordinator.
Well, that may not help them this year because they're going to be a young team. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If there's a year that Penn State can make that move, it has to be this year because everything is in place for Penn State to make a run at the national championship. Michigan is on suspension. Ohio State is young. They had to replace a lot of players after national championship.
Right.
Again, people are speculating about Nebraska and teams like that, but this is Penn State's opportunity.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come around too much. Ohio State's not going to be young again next year. Michigan won't be suspended again next year. So they have to make their move this year. And they got the two running backs that are pretty much unstoppable. And then again, it all falls on the shoulder of the quarterback. Is he as good as everybody says he is? You seen him play, Ralph.
Oh yeah.
Does he impress you at all?
Not really. I mean, it's the beginning of the season. We have to wait and see. And Danny Fuller here said that he says the facts are Franklin, and remember Chip Kelly moved to the Faderettes. I guess he means the Raiders. I think he did move on, or he's doing something else. So he's not with Ohio State anymore. So there you are with that. So
that's another advantage for Penn State, like you said. I'm sure the coordinator that they got is going to be good, but he has to put in his new system, his new wrinkles. He has to get the confidence from the players. Chip Kelly had all that. So this is something that may come around once every 15 years. So Penn State got to take advantage of it, just like they did when Todd Blackledge was a senior. And, they caught fire. Kurt Warner was running back, and they caught fire and won the national championship. They got to do that this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. I got your answer to your question. It's Brian Hartling is their offensive coordinator, and he also is the wide receivers coach. Brian Hartling. So Matt Patricia is the defensive coordinator there. So I just want to let everyone know that. So yeah, Dan, I'm not saying I didn't believe you, Danny, but I did forget that Chip Kelly did move on. So Cyberewski, it says Love Dusty broke his leg by slipping in. Oh yeah, you know what, Cyberewski, come on, man, you really have to do that stuff. I mean, come on, save it for another time, man, another show. All right, Smokin' Jim, we got a few minutes left here before we got to move on to Wrestle Talk. Let's talk about the Steelers this week. It's a short game. They're playing a short week. They're playing the Carolina Hungry Panthers, who are looking to make some hay with Dave Canellis as their head coach. and your favorite quarterback as well, Bryce Young. Your thoughts on this game this week?
Well, again, I say it all the time that the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have to worry about getting down to 53 players because there's not 40 NFL quality players on their team. I think the new free safety, number 22, that came from the Cleveland Browns or wherever he came from, I think he's playing well.
Yeah, Juan Thornhill.
Yeah. I think he's playing well.
Yes, he is.
I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, listen, it's time to walk through the valley of the death, man. And that's what you got to do as a defense. I think the Pittsburgh in the last 2 weeks has tried to put fear in the other team's offense. And that's how you win football games, man. That receiver came over in the middle. Pittsburgh Steelers put him in a blue tent, man, with a concussion. And, he held on to the ball, man. It showed a lot of courage, but that's what you got to do, man.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that too long. We've been waiting for that too long.
Folks in that blue tent 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Peyton Wilson body slammed the guy on his head. That's what you got to do. You got to be mean, nasty, and feared, man. You know what I mean? It's football is not a contact sport; it's a collision sport. And when you play defense, man, you want the guys on the offense, especially the receivers and the running back. You want them to say, "Hey, don't throw me that ball over the middle, because if you do, I know I'm going to get hit, and I may go to the blue tent." So I'm liking that part. I think the Steelers found their number one or number two receiver with Roman Wilson.
Yes.
This guy's, the way he catches the football is incredible. I think the Steelers are again going to waste Mount Washington. They didn't look his way at all this past week. These are the reps that he should be getting because all the starting two tight ends are out. Sitting out.
Yeah, Smith's got an injury. I don't know what his deal is. They're allowed to during the preseason to hide injuries. They're not allowed to say what they are. Calvin Austin's out.
He wouldn't have been playing anyway.
I know.
Smith and Freiermuth wouldn't have been playing. That's what I'm saying. This is an opportunity for them to feed Mount Washington, get him used to catching the football in case you need him and call on him. And they ain't throw one pass to him. Last week, Thursday, they got to travel to Carolina. There's going to be quite a few players that's not coming back with the team.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. So we'll see.
Now they're playing around with Gabriel, the receiver from Buffalo and Jacksonville. They're bringing him in.
Oh, you mean Gabe Davis? Yeah.
Gabe Davis. They bringing him in, and hey, you got enough you got the team already. It's going to take Gabe too long to try to learn the offense. That was Mike Williams' problem. He never could learn Arthur Smith's offense.
That easy offense? Come on, all this is running the football. Throw it to the tight end.
It's complicated. It's complicated. It's simple. It's simple.
It looks simple, yeah.
because everything goes through the tight end.
Oh,
okay. And these guys are used to everything going through the wide receivers. So it's a complex. It's the simplest offense. It's a non-scoring offense. It's a boring offense, but it's complicated. It's almost like Joe Walton's offense. Remember Joe Walton when he was offensive coordinator? He did Joe Walton that coached at Robert Morris, and they named the school.
Yes, right. Yes, I had the privilege of interviewing him. Yes, I did. Yes, I know Joe Walton.
When Joe Walton was offensive coordinator of the Steelers, I think it only lasted a year. But he ran a 3 tight end offense, and it was hard to learn for the wide receivers because everything went through the first, second, and third reads was the tight ends. Fourth read was the fullback. Merrill Hodge was the fourth read. So the receivers, they didn't know what, it was confusing for them to get on the right page and be in the right spot. So That's what happened to Mike Williams last year. That's why a couple go balls was the only thing that he knew how to do. And they said, "All right, we're gonna put you in and throw it deep. We know you know how to do that."
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I had the privilege of interviewing Joe Walton. He told me Bubby couldn't get his offense, which, of course, Bubby was having issues with that. And I remember when Bubby was unhappy when Tom Moore left and Joe Walton was, so.
Can you believe Tom Moore is still coaching, brother?
Yeah, I saw him there with Tampa
86
Bay, still
years
coaching.
old, 86 years old.
Yes,
bro.
I saw him.
I don't know why he ain't sitting there in a scooter or something. It took him forever to get from the sideline to the bench, but
Yeah.
yeah, Tom Moore is still coaching. That's crazy, man. I'm so happy for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish the Steelers still had Dick LeBeau.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have to. Okay. All right. Smokin' Jim, any final comments before we wrap it up? I don't even want to talk about the Pirates. I don't care.
No, sir.
Before we get into the wrestling show coming up at 5.
No, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you for participating in today's show. We will be back again on next Tuesday, 4 o'clock, right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and also on the also on the Kick Network and the Huddle Sports Network as well. And I want to thank Keith Engle for being here today, and also having us on his network as well for today. All right. For Smokin' Jim Frazier, I'm Ralph Williams. Thank you for being part of the program. And please be safe. Thank you. Stay tuned. Coming up at 5 is Wrestle Talk.